What's that make your pie? Boring?
Well, it's totally unsafe, isn't it?
Well, this one's going to run and run.
I did actually contemplate changing it. I was going to do badger pie.
Mon Dieu, tourte de blaireau. That really would surprise the French.
Well, I've just roasted off my carcass here, and I got my onions in, just lightly caramelised with some garlic, thyme. You've got the five spice in there.
You're just going to give the sauce a bit of a sort of wintry feel?
No, I'm just going to give it a little bit of style and swagger and a little bit of, you know what the French are like. They like a little sophistication. And I just thought I wouldn't let them down, you know.
It certainly is a complex sauce. It also contains chicken and veal stock, honey, sherry vinegar and cream. Meanwhile, Mark's shelling his crayfish ready for the pie filling.
Oh, I see. What you actually get out of them is more like a prawn, really.
Exactly.
Size.
Well, they're same family, you know.
Why
These are
you
fresh
think-
water, you see. These live in rivers.
Can I taste one?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Because they live in fresh water, the flavour is not as good as the prawn. It's not as
No.
that saltiness.
They're not mind-blowing, but they're very pleasant indeed, yeah. So what you say they are so abundant in our rivers?
Yeah,
Well, I've
everywhere.
never seen one. I mean, I walk by
Well,
rivers,
you
I
wouldn't
don't
see them because they're kind of on the bottom, rummaging around. You very occasionally, when I've been fishing on reservoirs, I've seen them kind of just crawling up the bank.
That's the last time I'll wear a skirt on a picnic. I've never heard of that before.
American crayfish, signal crayfish, actually
Signal.
that got introduced over here some 20 or 30 years ago. They're much stronger than our crayfish. They've actually...
Wipe them out, more or less?
Yeah, they
Have
have.
they really? Oh, gosh. You had fish in the last course, fish in this one. How do you...
These are not fish.
No?
These are freshwater
Freshwater what?
crayfish.
Crayfish. Yeah, all right then, OK. I'll leave you to it. That's obviously quite a fiddly job.
Mark's using the crayfish shells to add flavour to his pie sauce. He crushes them and simmers them in stock for 30 minutes. The mixture's then strained and reduced to concentrate the flavour.
Sorry, Michael, just remind me your spices you're using again in the duck.
I wanted to use Chinese five spice to complement this wonderful Cornish duck.
Do you think the Chinese option represents the West Country?
I wouldn't say that just because I chose the Chinese five spice that it somehow is un-British of me. What I wanted to show the French with my style of cooking is that actually the UK is a country that embraces tradition as well as different cultures. And I think, you know, this...
With Michael on the defensive,
French
Mark
could
attacks
appreciate.
on another front too.
And he didn't decide to go for any summer vegetables?
I'm using the summer spring cabbage, celeriac are available all year round. And the garlic, well, we'll use the tender young garlic anyway, so that's OK. This is the first of the summer garlic.
But now Michael's seen an opening and asks Mark what he's up to.
What I've made is like a little velouté with the rabbit bones.
Oh, what?
It's
A
called
velouté?
in French, as you probably know, they call it a velouté.
What do we call it in England?
Tutti frutti.
Well, that's a white sauce to you and me. He's made it with fried onions, flour, white wine and chicken stock. Now he's adding the browned rabbit to simmer for an hour.
Anything served with the pie, like pie and chips or something like that?
Pomfret, you mean?
Yeah. Well, like a few chips
No,
and
I'm doing mushy peas, actually.
Are you? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
excellent.
fresh mushy peas.
Great. Oh, that's going to be stunning.
Petit
Nice.
pois puree and a month.
Lovely. That's going to be really nice. So pie and
What you mean, the peas will be nice, but not the pie.
Sometimes the best form of defence is attack.
Being summer, I don't want to use any root vegetables like celeriac or carrots or parsnips or anything, or cabbage, so I thought I'd go for the sort of summer vegetable option.
yeah, you keep digging.
Look at that. Look at that. Should we go back to being nice?
Mark removes the bones from his rabbit and then adds it to his sauce, along with the crayfish meat, before spooning it into his pie dish.
So you got your crayfish. What about a nice little bushy tail in the middle? Little rabbit tail.
Now, I think that's a little too rustic, even for Mark. Finally, the pie goes into the oven for 35 minutes. On the other side of the kitchen, Michael fries his duck breast and then brushes the crispy skin with honey and Chinese five spice.
So how are you going to do your mushy peas, Mark?
Well, I'm just going to start off with a bit of shallot in the pan.
Yeah,
Just cook down a little bit of butter.
yeah.
Then I've got some peas, which I've podded and blanched.
Yeah, they look very fresh.
Well, this time of year, there's plenty of green vegetables around. You don't really want to be using cabbage.
Cabbage is great all year round, very nutritious. Don't knock the cabbage. Cabbage is cool.
I've got a few spare peas here if you want to use them.
I think your pie needs it more than my duck.
Both chefs are putting the finishing touches to their dishes. The cabbage has been fried with garlic, shallots and bacon. While Mark's peas turn mushy, Michael's celeriac turns into chips. And finally, Mark's much-debated stargazy pie emerges from the oven.
You finished?
Yes.
You'll fiddle forever, I know. You finished? All done?
It's not a bit under that, is it?
No, it's perfect.
Whoa.
Perfect.
Seeds of doubt, seeds of doubt. Present your dishes, gents. They look fabulous. Oh. OK, so what do you think of his stargazy pie?
Stargazy pie? Well, it's all pie in the sky.
I think it's the most unusual dish we've had, actually, I must say.
It's very traditional. It's very brave of you, and I have to commend you on a splendid pie.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm sure it'll be the best pie I've ever tasted.
An award for bravery. OK, what do you think of Michael's efforts over here?
I like it. It's very predictable, as I would have thought it would have been. You know, duck, and it's on the bed of cabbage sliced with that nice spicy sauce.
OK, so you're predictable, he's brave.
Can I have a slice of duck, please?
You may. I'll tell you what.
I'll swap it for a slice of pie.
Well, I'm going to try Mark's pie first, while Michael sticks the knife in private.
Well, Mark, do you know, I'm really excited about this because when you get to my age, you'll find out there aren't very many things you do for the first time. And I've never tried stargazy pie. I've heard all about it.
What is this kind of a alternative?
And it's stargazy because these little creatures
Yeah,
are
it's really, yeah, exactly.
staring up. So we're going to eat these little fellows, or they're just decorations?
Yeah, they've got meat in the tails.
So just how impressed is Michael out in the prep room?
I think it's missing something for presentation, though. Hang on. There we go. Good bit of pie with a nice pipe. Mmm. 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 Great comfort food. A Sunday lunch in the pub. That's where it is. Not at a banquet serving for Michelin-star inspectors.
Michael seems convinced he's right, but I'm not so sure.
Do you know, I think that Michael might be quite wrong about this. I think this is just what the judges might be looking for. Really authentic British cooking.
Is it risky or just stupid? The French are going to say, you're having a laugh, aren't you?
But will the judges agree?
And your mushy peas are fantastic.
And the pastry? What do you think about the pastry?
The pastry is light as a feather.
Suet pastry. I think I could get a bit more crayfish flavour into the sauce. Because the meat's fine, the crayfish would just, make the sauce slightly thicker.
Okay.
So with just a few minor changes, Mark thinks his pie will be perfect. But what does he think of his rival's dish?
Very, very safe. When Michael said to me he's doing duck with cabbage, I immediately saw the presentation of it in my head. I think they might be looking for something a bit more refreshing.
But Michael has no such misgivings.
Very comfortable about serving this to any French Michelin star inspector. The cabbage with the garlic.
Oh, that cabbage is lovely.
Duck medium rare. I don't think I could do that dish and execute it any better. And the sauce.
That duck is divine. It really, really is. I think it's fantastic.
So does Mark agree?
The duck's a bit tough. But I think maybe it's slightly undercooked. But the fire spice in the sauce goes really well with the duck. And you can really taste the honey on the skin. I think this is a very typical dish that you find in a 1, 2 star, 3 star Michelin restaurant. But my fear would be, is it kind of too predictable for the judges?
So this will not be changing for Friday.
No, as is. I'm really pleased.
And you think you know the judges well enough to make your decision that they're not going to think stargazy pie is flash enough, basically.
No, I mean, it's a bit of a stargazy geezer, really. I mean, all that more pint, it's not that sophisticated for France. And whereas this is.
But of course, that decision will be made by our esteemed judges. On Friday, they'll taste all 4 courses and choose which chef will go through to represent the Southwest in the national final. Remember, you can get the recipes you've seen today and from the rest of the series by logging onto our website. Tomorrow, the chefs will be at it again, this time about the desserts.
It's a bit like a tarte aux pommes, really. The classic tarte aux pommes, but...
It's Mark's turn to go on the attack, and it's Michael's apple tart that's in the firing line.
What do you think our friends across the water would think of that?
Do you really think the French have got any authority on what's British?
Make sure you're watching.